Hello and welcome to our podcast, Let's Talk About Entrepreneurship. Today we are live from the terrace at Strathclyde Students' Union. I'm Manish, Joshi, I'm the Chief Executive of the Students' Union, and I am joined today by a panel of experts, a panel who are going to bring their knowledge and experience of entrepreneurship, and we're really just going to have a bit of a chat. We also have an audience with us today. It's a bit different from our studio setup, so we'll be involving you guys as we go through the course of the day. So let me introduce our panel. I have got Jeremie Warner here. Jeremie co-founded Power of Life, a tech social enterprise aiming at empowering kids with the gift of free solar lights. For every tech product sold, they gift a solar light to a child or developing country. For every 300 drinkware products sold, they dig a well, and for every paper product sold, they gift a notebook. Their most popular product is a power bank called WePal. Jeremie founded his business after completing his Masters in Architectural Design at Strathclyde University in 2015, and he's previously founded two other companies, Tipplebox and Studio 2080. Jeremie, welcome.
Thanks very much.
Good to have you.
Pleasure.
Also joined by Matthew MacLean. Matthew is a recently graduated student from Strathclyde University and studied mechanical and aerospace engineering. His company, Airspection, is an inspection service for wind turbine operators who want to improve the reliability and safety of their turbines whilst reducing operation costs. Airspection utilises high-endurance drones which launch from shore and scan multiple turbines in a single day. Sounds like a lot of fun. Welcome, Matthew.
Great, thanks for having me.
And I'm joined by Meghan Friel. Meghan is our Entrepreneurship Coordinator at the Students' Union. She recently completed her studies at Heriot-Watt University and will graduate in the winter with her Masters in Business Management. Started her enterprise career at the age of 17, just a few years ago, Meghan, and it's allowed her to develop her knowledge and understanding of commercialising businesses in an area she's extremely passionate about. After 4 years of working in enterprise, she's delivered workshops to both students and staff, believing that everyone has the capacity for entrepreneurial success and with the right support, realise their ambition of their idea. And we're going to hear more from Meghan today, so welcome. Good to have you. So really, the purpose of today is to have a bit of a conversation, to hopefully inform you and those listening at home a wee bit more about entrepreneurship and what the university offers to students and what that journey is for some people. So we'll maybe start for you, Jeremie, if that's okay.
Sure.
So where did the idea for your business come from?
So, as you said, I studied architecture here at Strathclyde, which is a long degree, but within that you take a year out of practice. So I was working what I thought was my dream job in Singapore, building luxury houses on private islands, private beaches. But the frustration was that we were using barefoot Bangladeshi construction workers to build these homes for ultra-wealthy customers and clients. So I came back to finish my honours masters and decided to use my design skills to empower the poor, not the rich. And I guess fast forward through 2 years of finishing off the degree, and we ended up in rural Senegal putting those design skills to use, identifying challenges that subsistence farmers face day to day. Came up with a dozen or so ideas that we presented as the masters, and the one that we picked out and have continued to run with is Power Life, the buy-to-give business to give lights to kids in Africa.
Fantastic. And Matthew, your story is maybe different in terms of what motivated you to start your business. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've always wanted to start a business, and I went to university. I almost went into business at university, but then I decided that I'd go as an engineer, and then I can always go and start my own business. So this is what I'm doing right now. But last summer, I worked for a company that's looking to solve a very similar problem, and I've always been looking out for ideas to start my own business, and I thought, why don't I give a crack at it? So I've spent my last year of my Masters slowly designing a drone that can allow this, and decided to take it ahead.
And did any of you ever have entrepreneurs in the family? Were you inspired by people around you? Do you have a background in business at all?
So, me, no, but my gran likes to wind me up and say when I was this high I wanted to drive a Ferrari and own a business.
Right.
But it didn't come from a family of owners or business owners or entrepreneurs. I mean, I did come to Strathclyde to study architectural engineering was the first degree.
Right.
It was the ambition of building and designing eco-friendly homes, which I don't know, 15, 20 years ago would have been quite hot, and obviously it's the standard now. But no, didn't come from a family of entrepreneurs, but came to Strathclyde with the ambition of trying to start a business, certainly, and I guess ended up doing what we're doing now.
Yeah,
And I'm the same. driven home without that. But I think really the passion started from doing young enterprise.
Right.
So I did that in high school, yeah,
Right, okay.
and that really sparked it.
Right, okay. And tell us a bit about the support that you received from the university when you were here, because obviously you're doing an architecture degree. You know, how do you go from that to starting a business?
Yeah.
Who helps you out?
Well, I guess it's not a secret now, but with it being a creative discipline, any question that was asked us, my co-founder now, through a class or a project, we would answer with the business. So whether it was an essay paper on sustainability, then we would write about what our business at the time, Studio 2018, was doing. So we were very well supported in the architecture department to make the business the studies and the studies the business.
Excellent.
And then outside of the architecture department, obviously extremely well supported by SEN at the time, Strathclyde Entrepreneurial Network. It's now Strathclyde Inspire. All manner of support, mentoring, competition, small amount of grant funding, office space on campus, and a wealth of expertise with the alumni network as well, which we've certainly tapped into.
Yeah. Yourself?
So I registered the company back in April and got contact with Strathclyde Inspire and did their sort of starter boot camp, which I would recommend. It was very useful, and then really had a lot of support from Strathclyde Inspire. Recently gone to the accelerator and getting business support. There's a new hub opening soon, I believe, which I can use for office space. And then I also got accepted onto the staff accelerator, which provides a lot more specific support in terms of areas of business.
Okay. So that's the new Inspire Hub that's going to be opening on level 6 of the Graham Hills building. So any of you here who want to go across and find out more about how to set up a business or you've got an idea, there's an amazing team over there that can support you right through this journey.
I just want to take it back, sorry, Jeremy, like you mentioned that you were able to use your business ideas sort of in your studies.
Yes.
Because I imagine starting a business while you're a student is just such a challenging time. Being a student in general can be extremely challenging.
Sure. Completing a degree is hard, full stop, regardless of the subject that you're doing. But I would actually suggest that it made it a little bit easier being able to use our passion project as basically the answer for every class, every assignment. And I guess I don't know if we were unique in it being a creative course, architecture, where we're always encouraged to question the brief and is this the right way to tackle the question. But I know certainly that other folk, start-up entrepreneurs at Strathclyde that we were pally with at the time, a friendly conversation with a course director or a tutor to say, well, I'm starting a business, any chance I could try and get that, shoehorn it into my studies. It was always well received. I think Strathclyde is very encouraging of entrepreneurial activity from the cohort. And don't ask, you don't get, you know?
Yeah. I think that's a really good point. The uni historically was Entrepreneurial University of the Year. It's
Sure
finalist again
Yep.
for Entrepreneurial University of the Year. But I think the point is so well made about, you know, I think people sometimes arrive here and go, well, I'm here to do my course and then my business is like a separate thing. It's a curricular thing, but actually you can so easily weave the two together and get amazing support in your faculty, in your department, but also externally from the Inspire team. And you know, you've talked about Converse Challenge, like the ecosystem, especially here in Glasgow, is actually really well developed, and especially now, like we're in the Glasgow City Innovation District, so the tech sector, there's so much investment, there are literally hundreds of millions of pounds pouring into this part of the city to support people like yourselves, to support Strathclyde students, to support students right across, Glasgow, to take that step into the next level of business. And I think that support probably wasn't even there. Like when you started out,
Oh no, it's all
the
changed.
ecosystem's really moving at pace. Like I think Glasgow's now one of the top 3 cities in the UK to be an innovator.
It's a great place to start a business.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it was when we were here, and it would only be better now, right?
Yeah.
I would totally agree. I mean, now that we're talking about, one thing I would add was that most courses here will have a class where you need an industry partner. So you get professional experience or you're consultant for a company. When we were here, we did that time and time again across multiple departments as like we were the startup business engaging with a group of students. So I would strongly recommend that if you need help to get product designers or accountants or business students, there's always a class, whether it's NDP or like the VIP projects where you need like an industry partner. We would often take that role.
Yeah, that's a really good point actually, because you're surrounded, like you've got a business, you've got an idea. Well, we've got marketers here, we've got people in accounting, finance, we've got you know, and it's undergrad students, it's MSc students, it's PhDs. Like you've got expertise on tap.
It's a sea of untapped talent, literally, that's just waiting for opportunities to gain experience.
Yeah,
100%.
and have you employed many Strathclydeers since?
Our team is only made up of Strathclyders.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like we are fully immersed, or we were at the time here on at Strathclyde campus. So yeah, people that would engage or do an internship or a uni project that counted for credits for them. Yeah, if there was an opportunity to keep them involved, we would do it. And yeah, proud to say that the team. I mean, it's a small team just now. It's got smaller because of COVID. But we're 100% Strathclyders. Yeah.
It's good that I get to something in the culture and the DNA of that, which is probably good.
We know where we all came from. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And Matthew talked a bit about accelerators and competitions.
Yep.
Tell us a wee bit about the support that you get from some of these accelerators.
So, in terms of the Strathclyde Inspire Accelerator, there is staff there that's got business support, financial support, which has been a great help right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they've also got the hub where you've got co-working spaces. You can chat to other entrepreneurs at the co-working space. They've got meeting rooms, boardrooms, everything you need. And then the actual, what you're saying, the Strathclyde Entrepreneur Network, they put me in contact with some really valuable people to have chats with and get advice from, which has been great. Yeah.
I guess it all sounds quite glamorous, the life of an entrepreneur. You driving that Ferrari yet?
No, and my ambitions in life have totally changed now, Manish. No, it's hard. I mean, like this is the worst at all part to the story. No, it's brutal. It's hard.
What are some of the main challenges you've experienced?
Paying yourself at the end of the month for the best part of 10 years. I mean, the biggest challenge we've faced recently has certainly been COVID, right? Like our main route to market for our products was corporate customers, using for them for events, conferences, trade shows, and when the in-person stuff disappeared, so did our market. So there's been 2 years worth of trying to make the best of a bad situation. Glad to say that we're still here and we have survived. But I don't want to put you off, Matthew, but it is hard, it is long. Certainly I've got a lot more grey hair now than I did when I was studying here at Strathclyde. And I guess, yeah, I mean, cash flow, sales, it's probably our number one challenge right now, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I can probably definitely agree with paying yourself right now. I definitely don't have enough money to pay myself right now. I'm actually piping on the side. That's how,
Piping?
yeah,
Piper?
yeah, I'm a
Nice.
piper. So playing for weddings and events, that's how I'm getting through.
And I think that's a really common tale. Like a lot of entrepreneurs bootstrap their business, right? So they're like work during the day, they're hustling at night. You know, it isn't all glamorous, but I think you need to go into that with your eyes open. But you are your own boss, and you're the master of your own destiny, and you decide when you work and who you work with.
So I'm married now with 2 young children, so
Yeah.
as you said, I'm my own boss. I work the hours that I want to, and I can do drop off and pick up for the kids, which is lovely, and I love spending time with my kids. That I know that if you were in a graduate job and you were working for a big four, you would be 8 till 7 at night, 5 days a week, probably a weekend. So yeah, the pros so far have outweighed the cons, but that's not to say it doesn't come with a lot of stress. For sure.
Yeah, definitely feeling that stress right now. But yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. Being your own boss is just, it helps a lot, and you have fun. Like it's such a fun process, and every day there's something new challenge that comes up. Yeah.
Are you still in touch with like people when you were in your kind of like cohort when you were starting out and like when you were going through Sen and Inspire and stuff? Still like you've got like a group of people, because I guess you all understand each other's circumstances as compared to maybe other students who don't try and start a business when they're at university. There's some commonality there.
Well, what do you think, Matthew? Growing a community network through Sam?
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. It's a great network. Yeah, and just being able to be inside the Inspire Hub and chat to other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
It's inspirational.
Okay.
Pardon the pun of the.
Yeah, I think there is a core group of folk that we're still pally with. Because for us, when I was part of I mean, it's all rebranded and the names of the programs have changed. But when I was part of the Rising Stars program, which is now the, I don't know what it's called these days, accelerator. We were actually in this building. It was still the civil engineering building, and there was four companies, myself and three others. I think at that cohort, there's only two of us that survived, if you will, but we're like 10 years on at this point. But yeah, still partly with all of them. I mean, Becca, that you know, she was part of that generation, if you will, of entrepreneurs that were coming up. Now works with myself, and yeah, fingers on other pies as well. But yeah, I think the network is crucial to all of it. I would suggest not only for business development, sales opportunities, but support, so that you're not alone doing it by yourself. Knowing that there's other people that have been there, done it before, and had similar problems to you.
A wide range of entrepreneurs that came through over the years, and being able to see the history of it. It's really an entrepreneurial university, and it's sort of like embedded in its foundations with so much industry collaboration.
100%.
And I think we can't underestimate the impact that COVID had on that. So I was reading a Harvard Business Review article this week said that people's networks kind of decreased by about 16%.
Oh, at least.
Because of COVID, and people having to relearn some of those skills. Like, I think one of the things I'd encourage folks listening would be get back out there, get meeting people. People are pretty generous with their time. Asking somebody to meet for a coffee is not a huge sacrifice. So I'm sure, like, even folks like Jeremie and that, can be like, can I buy you a coffee and pick your brains? You know,
The
I'm
offer
sure
of lunch will get me out of the
if you
house.
buy it,
Yes.
if you buy it, I'm sure you'll meet you. But definitely, like, think about your network and think about how you expand that network. There are so many interesting things going on in Glasgow. We've just recently seen Barclays open up their Eagle Lab. We've got the RBS Accelerator here. We've also got the Inspire Accelerator. There is a bigger ecosystem out there beyond the university. The university is like plugged into all of that stuff as well. So people here can direct you. We've got, you know, a whole department that's focused on industry engagement and external engagement. The faculties are focused on that. So get out there and develop the network. Go to events. Go and meet people. Find your tribe. Find the folks that you can connect with, because that's when the ideas will come. And I guess don't be precious about sharing your idea. I think sometimes people are like, oh, people will steal my idea. It's like, I think the more you can talk about it and communicate it to people, people will get excited. Nobody's going to nip your idea. I think they're going to either get on board and help support you and drive you forward. But I think the best thing you can do is actually talk about it with people.
Agreed. You might be going through some of this yourself, Matthew, with like protecting your IP and NDAs and not wanting people to steal your ideas. I would suggest that if, as an early stage entrepreneur, if you go into a networking event and say, I can't tell you about my idea, I need you to sign an NDA, they are going to laugh you out of the room. They're like, the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Because you're right, like, who's got the time to steal someone else's idea when they're trying to build their own, really?
Totally.
I mean, not to say it has never happened, but I would suggest that it's unlikely to happen. You know? Yeah.
I think if it's something tangible, your idea is more than just an idea, that's when it can stolen.
Ideas are 10 a penny, it's the execution that's the hard bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we've all talked quite a bit, and I was going to give you folks some time. If anyone had any questions specifically for anyone here on the panel, please feel free to pop up your hand or shout it out if you've got any questions.
Yeah, sure. I was, but I haven't yet tapped into the alumni network that you guys are speaking about. So my question is, can you tell me how I would actually go about doing this?
You guys want to go with what you've done it?
You're maybe leading
I've probably done it more recently.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think the best way is to get in contact with the guys from Strathclyde Inspire and just be like, I'm looking for to get in contact with these sort of people. This is my idea, and then they can go out to their contacts and try and find someone that would suit you. Yes.
That's not simple.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is just like do a bit of research. Like if you see there's alumni out there, or like there's people that you are inspired by, or there's something in their business, like have a look at it. And if we came to Strathclyde, we've got a whole alumni development department here, so they can reach out to them. There'll be people in departments who have contacts with them. Again, if you almost come with names as well, I really like to connect with X, Y, and Z person. There'll be somebody who can facilitate an introduction. Good, and the best of luck for your business.
Thank you.
You have a question?
Yeah, so as an entrepreneur, right, you want to take risks and see those risks pay off. So, right? Yeah, it's just right. How do you deal with like a lot of incoming risk?
Sleepless nights, stressed out all the time, running out of money. I would say that as an entrepreneur, like you have an appetite for risk, but it's calculated risk. So we're not. I can't speak for everyone, but for me, it would be calculated. So there is always, until you test your idea in the market, you don't know how it's going to go. But I guess you need to have the confidence to, jump in with both feet and at least try. I would say though that there's maybe like a perception of entrepreneurs that we're risk takers and we'll have a punt, and it's not like that. I would suggest, or not like that for me. So that to get to the point of testing something in the market, I would have spoken to customers, maybe done an MVP, minimum viable product, tried to make some sales of a few units rather than a few thousand units. But it is challenging. How do you cope with it? I don't know. You need to take a punt and learn from your failures and pivot and try again. You know?
Yeah.
What about yourself, Matthew?
Yeah, I'd agree
You're
with
kind of
that.
going through it at the moment.
I think the big thing is minimising that risk, and as you're saying, chat to customers. If you've got an idea that is going to solve a problem and people want it, and customers give you positive feedback in terms of that sense, that's the first step that you really need to take. And I've kind of gone into it with the sort of view that, like, well, especially entrepreneurs, I think it's something like average of 7 businesses fail before one is successful. But in that mindset, you just keep going, and you can always do a different idea. The amount that you learn from an idea not working is probably enough to make the next idea work. So,
I think one last question, then we'll wrap up.
How do you manage, especially that external pressure? I know I've heard in the past of Strathclyde students that have been offered, golden opportunity through industry partners for energy or whatever firm whatever industry they're interested in. So how do you kind of manage that?
I still get questioned, right? Like my mum and dad who support me through a 10-year degree for architecture, like, why are you not an architect? Don't know, tough one. We were certainly talking about this just before. Student businesses, there's often you'll have 3-4 co-founders, you come up with an idea, you'll graduate, and then someone will be offered a fantastic grad scheme, and then they're off, right? I think that is a challenge, certainly, of building a business in uni and dealing with the pressure of, I've got a degree, it's worth a lot of money, potentially, on a salary. I don't know. There are pros and cons to both. If you're keen for the steady paycheck, you've got a great degree, a job's a great option. If you want to do something different and be your own boss, and the sky's the limit with entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
And if you have a cracking idea that makes you a lot of money, you're not going to be able to do that working for someone else. So if you've got the perseverance, the will, the drive to do it, I don't know. Bit of a waffly answer, but I hope it's useful.
yeah.
What about yourself, Matthew? Because
I'm gonna do it all.
just graduated.
Yeah, and I've gone through a very similar process of the when are you getting a job kind of conversations. Dealing with the pressure. I don't really know. I've just kind of gone for it in a sense. I think I went in with the mindset of that I really wanted to be able to start my own business and be my own boss, and if that's a sacrifice, I'd be willing to take it. Yeah.
I think it's really clear as well. I really believe in what you're designing in your business and things, and if you're that passionate about what you're doing, whether that be a day job where you're going to do a 9 to 5 or starting your own business, being passionate about what you're doing, it's then probably key.
Yeah.
And do you know what? There's always going to be jobs out there,
Yeah.
but
There's
you
gonna
might
be
not have a chance to pursue your passion. I've got family as well. I don't think I would take the risks that I would have taken as an undergraduate. I'm only speaking for myself, but other people might. But I
I've been doing
certainly,
that.
I don't know my wife would let me put the house on the line and the kids and everything else. But when I didn't have them, I think my regret is when I didn't take more risks and try more things when I didn't have any dependents and I had the world was that you could travel, you could do whatever you want. So as you get older, you maybe get a bit more risk averse, and there's other things that come into your life. So actually, you have certain opportunities. I think when you're in university, and that you could be a mature student and have those same opportunities. I think it's defined on your circumstance, but certainly I think as you get older and other things come into your life, even having to care for elderly parents and all kinds of stuff, your life just changes, right? Life happens to you whilst you're an entrepreneur too. But I think I get inspired by reading stories of other entrepreneurs too. I've listened to the Shoe Dog, which is the founder of Nike.
Yes.
What a story! And the way this man tells his story, there's nothing that glamorous about it, and there's a lot of bumps along the road. But life happens to him as he's building this business, and it's really inspiring. And there's lots of entrepreneurs out there who've got stories and things that have failed, and things that haven't. So I think like talking to other people, hearing their story, getting inspired. But if you've got a passion, it's criminal to not pursue it in a way. You know, you kind of owe it to yourself, I think, to do that.
Especially while you're actually at university, you will never have as much access to free guidance and support and a network of people who want you to succeed in whatever life you choose. So utilise everything that's in your university, utilise Sharply Inspire, any workshops you do, that's where you want to take advantage of everything that's been given to you.
We're going to wrap up. I'm going to offer you guys one last word before we finish, all three of you, if that's okay. What one bit of advice would you give somebody starting out on their journey of entrepreneurship here at Strathclyde University?
Don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah. Simple as that. Perseverance is key. Don't give up.
I was going to go along the lines of saying that. Got to come up with something quick. I think if you've got an idea and you're passionate about it, just go for it.
I think that you can't understate the value of market research. Prove that your idea will work and then just go do it.
Great. I think that's great advice. Thank you all very much for your time, and thank you for listening today and joining us for another episode of Let's Talk Entrepreneurship. You can find more details on the website or follow Strathclyde Inspire on social media channels, and we'll be coming back to you with another podcast very soon. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers. Yes, thank you. Thanks very much.